equally, because I think it's one of the fundamental things that we take for granted when we go to a hospital or when we go to a GP, that everyone gets the same care, and I think it should be a universal right for patients.
Indeed, indeed. Joel Werner, good of you to jump in on Talking Health today. We've only got seconds left, but before you go, a text that's come in from Bundy, and I think you'll like this. It says, if we start using silver in antibiotics, sewerage works will be the next mining boom. And on that thought, we will bid you a fond farewell and say thank you very much for being our health expert on Talking Health this week.
Chris, it's been a pleasure. Have a good one.
Joel Werner, the health and science reporter for Radio National. He also presents Off Track. And Talking Health, it will be back next Friday afternoon on ABC New South Wales and available next week via podcast. All you need to do is to go to the podcast page at abc.net.au and you can subscribe there, or you can subscribe via iTunes. Just search for Talking Health. ABC, New South Wales up.
It's 3 o'clock. Good afternoon. Helen Zaremus with ABC News. The Police Commissioner says he's worried about the increasing ease at which Australians can make handguns with 3D printers. Andrew Scipione warned his interstate counterparts about the technology at the Standing Council on Police and Emergency Management in Darwin. He says easily downloadable blueprints for a plastic gun known as the Liberator were recently made available online and tested by New South Wales Police. He's shown footage of the weapon firing and its barrel exploding upwards, and says it could be a risk to Australians.
We know that there were files downloaded into Australia, and we know that there are many people that have access to these types of printers. When if we had a situation where somebody made one of these things and thought that it was a gun that would only go one way, well, they were in for a rude surprise.
A Sydney brothel madam who forced staff into sexual servitude has been jailed for up to 6 years. More from court reporter Jamel Wells.
In sentencing Chi Mei Wong to 6 years jail with a non-parole period of 3, District Court Judge Deborah Sweeney said she threatened staff they'd be deported unless they performed demeaning acts. The judge said 39-year-old Wong, who ran Diamond's brothel in Crow's Nest, lured women from Asia, promising them they could study here. Instead, they were forced to work 7...